Lake Lucerne shimmers with the first ray of the sun, and we are all packed and ready to say goodbye to this gorgeous city. First leg of Swiss Made Grand Tour with my 3 companions, Rachit, Deeba and Siddharth, will come to an end soon.
Very bittersweet experience because it's a country we don't want to leave. We've had such a great time here.
Over the last day and a half, I had spent some amazing time in the city of Lucerne. Completely fell in love with it.
Bye, Lucerne. Last drive together.
Oh, this is a very crying moment. Oh.
So today morning when we started our journey towards Zurich, I was actually feeling a little sad.
While emotions run high, thank God we have a practical auto expert on board who has some useful advice for a driving holiday.
One of the most important aspects for a road trip is punctuality. You need to be up on time, you need to be packed in the night, so you just wake up, get ready and run. You don't need to just pack efficiently, but you even need to load it efficiently so that everything fits in and your boot closes.
This is the last drive that we are doing from Lucerne all the way to Zurich.
I think road tripping is the ideal way for me when it comes to holidays.
I was driving with Rachit after a while, so it was fun catching up with all the fun stuff that we had done in the last few days. So some of it individually, some of it together. Few hours that we spent on the road were just fantastic.
Frame after frame, my camera was on overdrive.
It's easy to rent a car, just take one. Maybe a convertible would be ideal if you're looking to come to Switzerland and experience the nature as close as you can.
The company has been great. The camaraderie between all of us has been really nice, especially for strangers.
We did exactly what one should be doing when you're on a driving holiday.
It's a country that's really easy to get around. Everybody speaks English, so that is not an issue. You've got the sat-nav system that helps you, that's in English. Very environment friendly and a great and absolute pleasure to visit. It's one country that I've taken back such brilliant memories of. It's going to last me a lifetime.
We had so much fun. We are driving, we are singing, we are laughing, we are talking.
However, to me, the most interesting thing that happened in the day was in this small, beautiful town where we stopped for lunch. This town is the town of Einsiedeln.
In the heart of Switzerland is Einsiedeln, a historic town in the canton of Schweiz. Birthplace of Paracelsus, a Renaissance physician and alchemist who is credited with first naming Zinc. But we are not here for a chemistry lesson. An authentic Swiss meal will do just fine for us.
You'll get a lot of variety of food, starting from Indian, French, German, Italian, but with a twist of Swiss locals.
Things that I carry back, the food, absolutely amazing. Everything that I believed in about food. The cheese, the fresh produce, the seasonal produce. This was a really nice way to wrap up our trip to Switzerland.
I think if you're here in Switzerland, the idea is to try out only the local cuisine. The rosti was one of the Swiss dishes that I think most of the Indians will like it. आलू तो हर चीज में जाता ही है. Other than that, if you're a vegetarian and if you're worried that you might not get food, you don't really need to worry. Sid is vegetarian.
Even for a vegetarian, I had a really good time eating really good cheese, having some really good wines.
The kind of pleasure and that people take to serve up, to rustle up a local dish. There are things that will stay with you forever.
lunch was great, of course, but what was even more amazing was the visit to the Abbey.
It's got a beautiful abbey that is world famous. It's on the pilgrim spot. It's stunning. It's the Einsiedeln Abbey, an old monastery which dates back to several hundred years ago. Father Philippe was the priest of the abbey, and he was really nice enough to show us around it.
He's the youngest monk in the entire abbey.
The exteriors were enough to amaze you. The interiors will blow you away completely.
The place is completely out of this world. I had not expected to see so much of Baroque architecture and so much of relief work in Switzerland.
The architecture blows you away, the paintings, the whole atmosphere, the ambience is just, it touches the soul of your heart. There are organs which are resonating through the abbey. There are a couple of monks who were practicing music at the time.
I think it was a complete surprise.
Interestingly, one of the main attractions inside the abbey is the Black Madonna.
Now, usually the black Madonnas are actually made black, but this specific Madonna was made white. But with the soot which was collected from burning of the candles, it eventually became black. Quite an interesting story.
Huge crowd puller, huge attraction for one of probably the most prettiest abbeys I have ever been to.
मुझे लगता है ऐसी चीज़ें जब होती हैं, then you feel quite fortunate to be a traveler, and I think these small unexpected trips, I mean, these are things which make your journey so worthwhile.
This 18th century abbey attracts thousands of tourists from around the world, including a large population from the Indian subcontinent as well. Outside the abbey, Rachit and I were trying to get a sense of this small town, finding our own things to do.
Cars is something that has always excited me, be it when I was a kid or even now. The design of the metal bodies running on 4 or 2 wheels is something that I'm always passionate about.
So we left Einsiedeln heading for Zurich.
And there is again a very narrow road, beautiful topography. Beautiful lake next to me when I'm driving, and again with the kind of speed limits we had, you can have a lot of fun on those twisties. This was like picture perfect.
Most of us had done whatever we wanted to, but Sid of course had one little thing which he had been hankering on for really long.
मुझे यहाँ की लेक में लगानी थी डुबकी. And I have been telling this to Neha from the first day of my trip. वो promise करती थी करेंगे कल करेंगे, but it never really happened.
How could we let Sid down? We had all done what we wanted to. That one last thing of his we had to do as well.
So here's the thing about Switzerland. They say that every 20 kilometers you'll come across a lake. And when you're driving, you actually realize that no matter what road you take, there's a beautiful lake waiting to take a dip in.
Somebody like me who loves swimming, who loves water, how could I go back without taking a dip? I think to me, the lakes of Switzerland definitely lived up to all the expectations that I had.
Our first picnic was more of a formal first time meeting thing on overlooking Lake Geneva, and here we were on backslapping terms in the same way, again maybe on a kind of a picnic on the side of a lake.
It was time to say goodbye.
Going out with a bang. We're going out with a
Feels almost like a month that I've spent here because of the number of things we did and the experiences that we collected.
Nice ending to our trip. This was possibly the last time we could pull jokes at each other because all of us were leaving on different flights after that.
I think it's really difficult to sum up a trip like this in a few words.
The road had become our second home and we were just not wanting to leave it. So we went on and on.
You're on a road trip, so you'd like to stop at places, take pictures, sit down, feel the nature. With the Grand Tour, that is quite possible.
Being on the Grand Tour of Switzerland, unbelievable.
We're going out with a bang.
To this beautiful country, to the beautiful group and the camaraderie that we had built around us. But life had come a full circle and it was time to say goodbye to each other.
We had started out as 4 strangers and I can confidently say that we are ending up as friends.
And even though I say goodbye to my 3 friends, my journey continues further on Swiss-made Grand Tour. Meet my new travel companions after a short break.